What's up, everybody, and welcome to How To Tuesdays. If you guys haven't don't know already, How To Tuesdays, it's basically are going to be our live training sessions. So we're going to be going through specific stuff for you guys to be able to use throughout the week. Usually, these are going to be tailored towards the weekly Wednesday challenge. But for the next, I think, 8 or 9 weeks, we are going to be doing something a little bit more. Let's see if I can adjust this camera a little bit. There. Okay. A little bit more hands-on, a little bit more of the stuff that I really do at VO Fitness. It's more on the lines of post-rehab assessments and strengthening. And it is the foundation of everything that I do when it comes to the fitness industry, the way I train my people. This is the foundation. So if you come to me in the gym and you want me as your trainer, this is the stuff that we're going to do. I do it within the hour. We're spending a little bit more time on this because we're doing this virtually. And I just feel that there's a little bit more explanation that needs to happen. So let's start this off. Today we're going to be doing, pardon me, just had lunch. We're going to be doing head and neck. We're going to be assessing the head and neck. Now, for the head stuff, it can get very, how can I put this? For the head stuff can become very nit and gritty because of certain different factors that come into play with the head and the neck complex, because it's such an intricate piece of the body, and it's such a fragile piece of the body that even the position of the eyes when you put your head in a specific position. So one of the stuff that we're going to do today is going to be eyes forward, all eyes forward, but you can also do this with eyes up, looking down, looking left, looking right, looking and in diagonal directions. Okay, it can happen that way. We don't get into it because it's more detailed stuff. It's more detailed work. And if I do see, for example, if I do see one of my clients that has a problem with their head and neck, then we'll get into it. However, I can't see what you guys are doing. Judge for yourself. I am not smelling my sleeve. I am about to sneeze, and I'm trying not to. And I'm not sick. I'm just one of those things. My nose is getting tickled. So let me pull this up properly so we can get this done right. There are many different stuff that we can do with the head and the neck complex. Now we have to be careful that I'm not going to use the term isolate. We're going to put more focus on just the neck and the head itself. Like I said, just even clenching your teeth and opening your mouth wide open will give you different results because of the musculature that runs around here. These muscles are also connected here. So we have to be careful. What I'm going to do is with your mouth just normal, in a normal position. Okay. The anatomical position for the head will be here, and eyes looking forward. Again, there's muscles around the eyes that are also connected to the cheeks, and the cheeks are connected to the neck. Do you see how all of this comes into play? And when you surprised, frown, and just normal will give you different variants as well. So we need to be careful in how I'm going Where am I? I'm here. I'm right here. Sorry, I'm just trying to get to the document so we can get started. Because the neck is, we have three different axes that we can actually manipulate. So I need to be careful into how we get this stuff done. Oops, wrong one. And I created a spreadsheet, and it's in here. Okay, perfect. So here's my spreadsheet, and we can go through it a little bit in detail, but not too crazy. I'm not going to try do this crazy assessment with you guys, because it can get very, 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 very crazy. So there's two positions that you can actually, three positions. Well, for 4 or 5 different positions that you can actually do this exact same exercise and get different results. And these positions are simply sitting, standing, laying down on your back, laying down on your stomach. And for the sitting, we can go 45 degrees forward and 45 degrees backward. And we'll all give different results because of the anchoring effect that it has moving down the system meaning your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it from a seated position. Okay, you can also do these exact same exercises from a standing position, and it will give you different results. The reason why I like seated position is because I have the hips anchored, and it gives me that extra added support. I don't have to worry. And it also gives me a quote unquote next close to normal position for the head, which is standing. But standing, the hips are not anchored, so we can't really do much with that. Let me just see if I can fix it. I need to get the camera angle right for this. And my other microphone has been packed. This is the last week that I'm spending in this house. Mixed emotions. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to test flexion, extension, rotation, protraction, retraction, rotation with flexion, and rotation with extension on both sides. So what am I talking about? Flexion. So flexion is you're going to take your chin and you're going to drop it down to your chest, or right to your neck, not to your chest. So you want to avoid doing this, because we're just doing right here, right for the head right now. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to rotate your chin so that your chin touches your neck here. Okay. Now, if you can touch your chin to your neck, see if you can go a little bit further down, so we're getting the neck as well, and see how far that can go. So look at the difference. So this is rotation just at the chin for the head, and this is the rotation. This is the flexion for the neck. So what normal is about for flexion for the neck, you should have just under 45 degree angle when you come to when you're coming forward. That's, I want to call it normal. I don't think that there is such a term when it comes to range of motion. So the next is extension. So with your head, we're going to do first the head. You're just going to look straight up, like you're going to look up to go look at an airplane, but you're not going to move your neck. Okay, so it looks like this. Got it? Okay. And once you do that, what we're going to do is we're going to check extension at the neck. So that's going to be just throwing your head all the way back, like you're looking something just above your just above the top of your head. Notice how one has a greater range of motion than the other. It's because the axis has actually moved, giving us that leverage. So what does this tell us? So I know some people, they have problems with their head and their neck, and they can't do the extension part, or some people have no flexion. So if you have an issue with flexion and extension, that means that it's possible that the opposite is not helping you. So what do? So let's say extension at the neck, at the head. So this isn't working properly. Okay, you can't do it. What I would do, I would place your hand on your forehead like this, and I would have you rotate your chin down to your neck. If you have rubber bands, place the band. I don't have any equipment right now, which is perfect because I can show you with no equipment. But if you have some equipment, you can wrap a band around your forehead, and you can just tie it up so it's in a diagonal. It's in a 45-degree angle from your head somewhere, and you can just rotate. You can try and rotate, and you're going to hold for 5 seconds. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not 5 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. That's 5 seconds. Okay, because I know some people that's like, I can count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 seconds. Like, no, it's not. Anyways, so the next big thing is rotation. This is a huge problem for a lot of people. It is for me. That's why I know I have problems with my rotation. And what we're going to do is we're going to use it as a judge. Can I rotate my head to the left, to the same that I can rotate my head to the right? And how to do this is you sit up. And remember, there's two points that we're going to try and do. One is directly at the head, and the other one's at the neck. The neck is going to be a little bit tougher, but I'm more concerned with the one with the head. Okay, so we're going to focus on the head. So with the head, what we're going to do is we're just simply going to look over our left shoulder without moving our shoulders. So I don't want this. See what happened there? My shoulders moved. My shoulders moved like this to give me a little bit more range. I don't want that. What I want is just normal head rotation. So head upright, sitting up. If you look at my chair, I am not. And from here, it's just my head. My shoulders stay exactly where they are. Okay? And then we're going to go and look to the right. Now, I can already feel, and I'm sure you guys can see, I have more rotation over my right shoulder than I do from my left shoulder. Again, so you guys can see the difference. I can go directly 90 degrees with this, and I can go just past 90 degrees with this. So for me, what I would do, place my hand here, or I can place my opposite hand here and just apply a little bit of pressure to my temple as I'm trying to rotate. Okay, and then again. Good. So here comes the tricky part. I'm trying to fix my hair. I have a little guy that just wanted to go. So that's phase one. I'm applying pressure to my temple here, and I'm turning into the pressure. So what I'm going to do for the second one is I'm going to allow the rotation while applying a little bit of pressure. And just before I get to the end of the range, I come back. As I'm coming back, I'm pushing at my head and I'm trying to resist with my temple, with my head. And one more. Okay. So I'm gonna let that simmer a little bit. Normally you would be laying down when doing this. I would have you on my table and we'll be doing this. However, this is a live, so we can't do that. I'm gonna test. I have you sitting up. Like personally, what I can tell you is that I'm feeling it right down the center of my spine on the left side. On the left side of my spine, I can feel that muscle really starting to tighten up. So I'm gonna test again. And I can get more, a little bit more, which is good. I'm on the right track. So that's rotation. And if you have if you have the issue on the right side, you just switch hands and you do on the right side. That's all you do. Simple. Protraction. So protraction, pardon me, protraction is it's rotation, longitudinal rotation across the axis of the atlas and the axis, which means it's a small movement. Not a lot of people can do it. I'll show you from the side. The atlas and the axis are technically right here, just at the base of the skull. And it's the rotation, forward and backward rotation of those two joints. So it looks like this. That's protraction. That's retraction. So think of it as you're sticking your chin forward and you're kind of just tucking your chin in. So this one's a little bit trickier, and you need my suggestion is to get another party to help you, but you need to be careful because too much pressure applied can do more harm than good. The way to do protraction is to place your hand on the chin and the other hand on the back of the head at the top of the base of the skull. And what you do is you just try and squeeze the hands together. And from here, try and stick your chin out. That's for protraction. For retraction, let me think about this. Retraction is a tough one. Hand on the forehead, and you just push back. It looks like nothing. It feels like nothing. But trust me, when you try it, it's you will feel some muscles in the back. And let me see if I can show you. Right here. Right there. Firing. That's retraction. It's a little tough. That one's very tough. Again, without proper supervision, it's really hard to really get into how to really strengthen retraction. That's why I like people having coming in, so I can take a look at what they're doing and help them with that way. But it is possible. So rotation with flexion. So with rotation with flexion, and I'm talking about flexion of the neck. We'll go to the right. We'll go to the left. So you can see that I can flex left, flex right. I have, right now I can tell you, I feel a pull right here. I already have an issue there. Surprise, surprise. But flexion with rotation. So we'll go to my problem side. And all I'm trying to say is keep the shoulders down in a normal position. Flex your, try to touch your ear to your shoulder, and then you're going to rotate. I can already tell you it feels tight when I'm doing this, and it feels tight right here in the trap area. And then rotate the opposite way. What you're trying to do is just trying to see, um, do I have any aches and pains? Do I have any feelings of locks? Um, what try to analyze, you know, how much range do I have? Because if I go on this side, I can look straight up. I can technically look over my shoulder, no problem. I felt a couple adjustments in my cervical spine area, but I don't feel any pain or any stretching or quote unquote stretching, any tension, excess of tension. So with this is again a little bit tough to do without proper um, supervision because it's we can get into a can of worms here. Like, is it flexion with rotation? Is it rotation and then flexion? Is it flexion and and then rotation? Which one is it? So for me, it was flexion because I can already feel that it's a little tight. See, my shoulder wants to come up. You see that? See that? Yeah, yeah. So my head comes down, my shoulder wants to come up to meet it. If I do the rotation, so would just apply pressure here and just try to come down. Would that work? You see how I break things down? Let that simmer a little bit and I'll try it again and see if that worked. Maybe it is just a flexion because I did feel it during the flexion. I didn't feel it during rotation, just flexion. And we've already said that I have trouble looking over my shoulder, over my right shoulder, which makes sense. The right side is tight. It will limit my capacity to to engage properly so I can see over that shoulder, so I can get that range. So let's try it again. Already I can tell you it's gone down quite a bit. And the range has drastically increased. So it is just a flexion to one side. So what I want you to do is I want you to try those exercises and I want you to let me know um, which one was the toughest for you. Did you feel any tension during flexion, uh, extension, rotation, protraction, retraction, rotation with flexion, rotation with extension? It's a lot. So if you're watching this live, thank you. My suggestion is rewatch this um, and pause it so you can get the maximum benefit because honestly what we're doing, I'm hoping that you guys can see the benefit of doing something like this, because I can get into even deeper can of worms with this. For example, if you're doing squats and you have limited capacity to turn your head and neck, that will translate into the capacity for you to externally rotate your shoulder, which will limit the capacity of mass being placed on your shoulder, a bar plus weight, because now you can't support it up here and you have an extra 100 pounds on your spine that is unsupported properly. So it will limit the amount of mass that you can push safely. So doing this kind of stuff at the beginning or before you go to work out, so you have a game plan. So when you get to the gym, you can do a couple of quick little exercises to help you increase range of motion plus control through that range of motion, so that when you're at the gym, when you're under that bar, you can externally rotate that shoulder and have it fully supported, and you can stack on the weight to the maximum that you possibly can. I don't know what that number is. I don't like saying numbers because I think that is that's wrong. That's wrong on so many different ways. Anybody who says, "Oh, I can bench 225 pounds," good for you, buddy. I don't care. It means nothing. Within 3 months, I can have people bench squatting 225 pounds. It's not a problem. And I don't care what size you are. But this is about doing exercise the proper way, the right way, the safe way, so that you can last longer in the gym. And I read an article, which I'll get on. I read a post on Facebook, which we'll get into on Friday, and this is the actual problem with the fitness industry. It's just so messed up with so much misinformation. It's ridiculous. It drives me nuts sometimes. Sometimes I read these articles and I'm like, I can't believe I actually read that. Blows my mind. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's How To Tuesday. Tomorrow, next week, we're going to get into the shoulder. And the shoulder, I may have to break down because there's a lot going on in the shoulder. It's probably one of the worst designed joints it is the worst designed joint that we have in our entire body. Hands down. But tomorrow is Q&A. And weekly Wednesday challenge. So I'm going to release a challenge next Wednesday for you guys to do. It'll be a fitness challenge, and it's going to be, I'm just going to introduce what it is. The weekly Wednesday, the Q&A. I want you guys to come on, ask me anything that it has to do, make any comments. John, the exercise that you gave me today, or the range of motion that you gave me today is this. What do I do? Stuff like that. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions to the best of my knowledge. Okay. This is, a lot of people say that this is biased opinion. I am giving you biased opinion under my bias, under my knowledge. So I want you guys to know that it's not perfect. It's there to be debunked. I know. I mean, the whole point of exercise science, and the science part, is to be proven wrong, so I can learn more, so I can study more, so I can take a different perspective to it, so I can ask questions and learn, so I can give you guys the best value for, being on these calls. I mean, you guys spent that half an hour with me. I want to give you guys the best knowledge that I can. So you guys are more than welcome. Even after, I'll be checking Facebook and YouTube, where we're going live. And until then, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow.